Contestant number 5, Eric Feinendegen. The new normal, Eric Feinendegen.
Have you ever had to learn something new? New normal, if you will. Not too long ago, I had to learn a new normal. To learn how to juggle. Oh yeah, at first it was just one ball. Not too difficult. Let's call this one ball me. And then I got married, and things doubled. And now I had to juggle 2 balls. Let's call these 2 balls we. And then a child came along, and now I had to juggle 3. And then we had one more, and now I had to juggle 4. Okay, if you think I'm going to juggle 4 balls, you got another thing coming. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. For many of us, life is like a juggling act. We're trying to juggle and balance the successes and failures of our past with the commitments and obligations of the present, with our hopes and dreams of the future. Or in other words, we're just plain busy. And we might be able to juggle this for a while, but eventually, we're all going to drop the ball. As we reach down to pick up that ball, sometimes we can lose our balance. And our juggling act can quickly turn into a drama. So the question is, how do we find our balance? Now, to get an answer to this deep and philosophical question, I decided to turn to a higher power. This is a power that is much greater than my own, and I know will always be before me. This power, of course, are my 300 friends on Facebook. As you can imagine, I didn't get the answer I was looking for. So I decided to meet with a business coach named Dan. It was 10:28 on a Tuesday morning. I was having breakfast with Dan. He looks at me and says, Eric, balance begins in your mind. He said, think of it like a scale. You need to offset the experiences of your past with the opportunity for more in the future. Or in other words, you need to let go to grow. I sat there in silence. In a wave of fear came over me when I heard those words. Because whether it's a bad habit or a negative relationship, raise your hand if you've ever had to let go of something before. It can be scary, right? Because when we let go, we lose control. But he reassured me. He went on to say, we need to get rid of the junk and debris that builds up in our minds, that weighs us down and keeps us out of balance. We must get rid of the what-ifs, the doubts, the failure mentality to create room for more success and to find our true joy. So the question I ask you today is, are you out of balance? And is there something that you need to let go of? Could there be something in your past that's not allowing you to fully find your joy in the present? It reminds me of a story of a young girl who was born into poverty in the Deep South. Despite the fact that she grew up in meager surroundings and she was abused by members of her family, she made a decision that she was going to make a difference one day. So she enrolled in a university and made a commitment that she was going to positively impact the lives of others. She fulfilled that commitment so much that today she's known by one name, Oprah. She has admitted in her autobiography that because she was willing to let go of the negative experiences of her childhood, that she was able to find her balance and create her new normal. She has been quoted as saying, we become what we dwell on. So again, I ask you, is there something that you need to let go of? You know, it takes me back to my own journey, in the path that I took in pursuit of my own dreams. I remember the first road I went down, I want to play professional basketball in the NBA. Oh, it's okay to laugh. Because at 5 feet, 8 inches tall, all right, fine, 5 feet 6 3/4, but who's keeping track? I faced many obstacles. And that goal became Dream Roadkill. So then I started another journey. I wanted to be CFO of a Fortune 500 company. So I went along that journey, had some success, but you know what? Other people wanted to be CFO too. So I hit more obstacles. And that aspiration became Dream Roadkill. Not wanting to give up, I decided to try one more time. I wanted to own my own business. I was so excited. But guess what? Hit more obstacles. More Dream Roadkill. So like most people, I picked up my broken dreams and I carried them with me. It wasn't until I heard those encouraging words from Dan that I was willing to let go of those broken dreams, regain my balance, and open myself up to new ones, thus creating my new normal. So I'd like to leave you with this. If your life becomes a juggling act, just remember that sometimes we need to let go to find our balance. And what's interesting, if you juggle the letters in balance, you take a C, an A, and an N, and an A, a B, an L, and an E, you'll notice that you can, and you're able to create your new normal. Madam Toastmaster.
May we have 1 minute of silence while the judges mark their ballots. Contestant number 6, Seville Ahmed. Lessons learned from Toastmasters. Lessons learned from Toastmasters, Seville Ahmed.
The time was 6:30 and I was getting late for a very, very important meeting. So I told to my wife, come on, we are getting late. My 2 kids, come on, let's go to the meeting. So as we were driving to the meeting, I had a little paper in my hand. I was shaking as I was reading and I was driving. Do not try this at home, by the way. We went to the Morton Grove Public Library. We opened the door up there and we saw 25 wonderful people sitting up there and they were calling out the names. Speaker number 1, speaker number 2, speaker number 3. Madam Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, especially my mom who's sitting up there in the back. This was my very first Toastmasters meeting where I was supposed to give my icebreaker speech. So when they called out my name, I was literally shivering with fear. As I went up to the podium, I held to the podium.